Hello, you guys. Welcome back to At the Table podcast. I am your host, Fikayo, and thank you so much for having me in your ears. This episode, I think we're just going to talk, and that is for several reasons. One of the biggest reasons is because I sprained my ankle this morning. Yeah, I'm doing the whole rice method right now, and I have my foot in like a compression wrap or whatever, and I'm elevating it above my heart, and it hurts really bad. So I'm going to use this podcast today to take my mind off of the pain that I'm feeling. Oh my goodness, I have wanted to talk to you guys about several things though, and one of those things is, if you listen to my podcast, I'm begging you, like, Instagram me and let me know that you listen to it, and tell me what you like and tell me what you don't like, because I'm realizing that my Instagram is actually taking a different form than what I wanted when I initially created it. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but when I created this podcast, I wanted it to be more like a diary. But then I started getting wrapped up in the whole like professionalism and how it should look element of podcasting, I guess. And I you see it in the things I make now. Like, it is definitely much more structured, very, very scripted, less about my ideas and what I think, and more about, I guess, like, things that people are going to click on, things that people want to know. And I don't know if that's true to myself, but here we are. Here I am. So let me know, do you like the more structured content, like self-care and how to do it? Or do you like the sit down and talks with me? I don't know. Please let me know. It's a dilemma I'm going through right now, and I'm trying to just figure it out. But today I figure that I tell you guys a story that I kind of always known about, I guess. Like, I talk to myself a lot, and this story I have like well practiced with myself. So I was like, I figured I'd make it a podcast episode. And what I'll be talking about today is my addiction with makeup. Oh my gosh. So we're going to go all the way back and we're going to come forward, okay? So, also, let me put out some disclaimers. Makeup is not inherently bad, okay? I love makeup. I love the artistry of it. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing skill. And there are some very, 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 very talented, skilled makeup artists out here who are doing the dang on thing. There is nothing wrong with doing makeup. There's nothing shameful. There's nothing wrong with it. Do your makeup, baby girl. But I'm just going to talk about my experience through my addiction with makeup. And mind you, again, I still use makeup. I still wear it. But we're going to just go through like my life and what I kind of went through with makeup, right? Okay. So I have been doing makeup since I was 16 years old. And I actually started doing makeup because I had eczema. And it was pretty bad, and it was also embarrassing. Because I don't know, like, just no one had eczema. And it's so interesting because we didn't have pimples in our house, but we did have some type of, like, all of us had some type of skin something. So if it wasn't rashes, it was eczema, it was like skin burns, I don't know. But my plight was eczema, and it just made me so insecure because it was just all over my face, and it looked like one side of my face, or patches. Oh my gosh, my ankle's hurting really bad. Okay. Some patches of my face, oh my, it hurts, guys. Okay, this is why we're doing this podcast today, to take my mind off of the foot pain. But yeah, okay. So some patches of my face looked like they wanted to start being like light skin or something, and they would get all bumpy and stuff. And then some patches were just like regular skin, right? And it was just so embarrassing, and I hated it, and it was just very glaring. And even in my house then, I was the only one actively going through puberty, so it wasn't like my sisters are going through some type of skin thing as well. It was just kind of like me by myself going through the skin thing. So it was just very glaring and very obvious, and it was something that I was teased about quite often. So then I started wearing makeup and learning the fundamentals. I would watch YouTube girlies do the dang on thing. I would buy makeup from Walmart. I'd sneak it into the cart, and my mom wouldn't see it in the cart or on the conveyor belt. But then when the person scanned it, and it made it to the other side, I would be so happy. Oh my gosh. Not all the time did she not all the time. Sometimes my mom did see the makeup go through and I'd be sick, but oh my gosh, I would sneak it through and I would be so happy. My mom never inherently had a problem with me wearing makeup, but And she allowed me to explore that side of myself, which was wonderful. So yeah, that's how I started. I would just follow the YouTube girlies. They told me to get like concealer 2 shades lighter. I got concealer 2 shades lighter. They told me to get the specific foundation. Y'all, it was really just Fit Me foundation from Walmart. But like I would do the same technique, blah 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 blah. And because I had started so young, and I was also so insecure when I did start doing makeup, it made me have a very, very bad dependency on makeup. Even then, I would wear makeup to school, to high school all the time. I would, oh my gosh, I can't even look back at those pictures because like I would be the girl wearing the really purple lipstick, or the really, like, I had black eyebrows at a time. It was just a horrible, horrible thing. And I don't know. That was definitely my exploratory years, and I'm happy that I definitely went through it because it made me better at makeup itself. But what it did to my self-esteem was crippling. It absolutely decimated my self-esteem to the point where I felt like my best self was not when I was the most confident. Oh, my foot is hurting again. Okay, it wasn't when I was the most confident. It wasn't when I held my head up high enough. It wasn't when I spoke the best. It was when I had makeup on, which was it was bad. It was really, really bad. Looking back now, though, there's nothing anyone could have done because I loved makeup and I loved the way I felt through wearing makeup, and it was a great experience in of itself. So yeah, that's when I got to college. And college was a different ball game in of itself because now I wasn't with the people who have seen me for all of these years kind of explore with my makeup. And at this point, I was pretty good. And mind you, again, with makeup, it's not about just knowing what to put on your face, but it's about how to put it on your face. I have a long face, so I have learned how to do makeup for people with long faces. If I do your makeup, you are going to look like you have a long face because, I mean, that's how I learned how to do makeup. It wasn't even conscious really, but now I definitely, like, if I do my sister's makeup, even Dami, my little sister who has like a rounder face, if I do her makeup, I'll make her look like more oval faced. But by then I had already known what face features, how to do my own thing, how to do it, and I loved it. Oh, also, this is another caveat, but because I love the way I do my own face, even now still, but especially then, I think I remember my prom pictures. Someone had done my face for me at Macy's, and it was the most ugliest thing I've ever seen before. And other people told me I look so good, I look so pretty, blah, 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 blah. But I think it's because the person didn't frame my face the way that I'm used to framing my face. I thought it was ugly. And that is a bigger worry for later as well, because I don't like when anybody else does my face except for me, because I know exactly how I like to look, and I know exactly where to put things, and when someone else does something, it kind of makes me a little nervous, which also makes me nervous for my wedding day as well, because does that mean that I'm gonna do my own makeup for my wedding? I don't know. I might. If I feel ugly, I will wipe it all off and I will do it myself. I promise you that right now. You guys are hearing it right now. But yeah, where was I going? Yeah, college. So yeah, in college, I was just that girl. Oh my gosh. I was that girl, freshman girl, who just always was done up. You would never catch me lacking. And I got a lot of accolades for that because people really liked that. People liked that I made sure that everywhere I went, I was done up. I had my face on. Okay, I had the lashes flying. I had my face baked to the gods. They loved it. But it was so dangerous for me. What people didn't see behind the surface was the fact that I couldn't look in a mirror if I didn't have my makeup on. Like, do you know how crazy that is? I didn't feel like Fikayo if I didn't have makeup on. I couldn't show up to the world if I didn't have makeup on. I wasn't me if I didn't have makeup on, which is like, it's something that blows my mind, because it's something you can't really understand unless you understand. I was not me if I didn't have makeup on. The fiikayo I knew was the fiikayo with makeup, which was so wrong. How could, like, how could the natural me not be me? As in, I didn't look in the mirror, you guys. I couldn't. I would intentionally avoid mirrors because, like, I didn't want to see what I looked like. And it's so sad because now I look back at all the pictures I took, and they were very rarely did I take pictures without makeup on. Very, very rarely. Maybe like it'd be a side picture, an off glance, or something. But oh my goodness, when I don't know, I look back at them now and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so beautiful. Even without the makeup, I was so beautiful. And I wish I would have known that then. And it's not even some people telling me or people affirming me or whatever, because people would tell me that I was a pretty girl or whatever. But I didn't feel beautiful. Like, I wasn't convinced in my soul and my spirit that I was pretty without my makeup on, which was, it was horrible. It was horrible. I do not wish that experience on anyone because, can you imagine? Like, for real, like, when you don't have makeup on, you just don't even feel like yourself. So if I went somewhere without makeup, I would always be hiding, or I'd put my head down so people wouldn't see me, or it was just a horrible experience. What else do I want to tell you guys before I start talking about how I got out of it? I don't know. I really want you guys to understand the gravity of my addiction with makeup. Like, if I didn't have the contour and the foundation on, I wasn't Fikayo. And at that point as well, a lot of my identity was rooted in the fact that I was pretty, or fact or opinion or whatever, right? But there's a fundamental issue in that. Like, how can my identity be rooted in something that's fleeting? It was a huge issue. And also, I didn't like that because, personally, me, right? How do I say this? I never want to be known as just like a pretty girl, or in a case like a girl who can do makeup very, very well and can look attractive, right? No. I have more quality, I have more quantity than just my facial features. I laugh very, very funnily. I I have a lot of personality. I like reading books. Like, I have all of these personality traits. I have all of these I have so much more context than just my physical features. And I hate when people get stuck behind my physical features and they don't care to explore my context, right? And that in of itself really frustrated me. I didn't like that. I didn't like that because I solely projected just being a pretty girl. I was solely met with intentions that were aligned to the intentions you would have with just a pretty girl. I wasn't met by people who wanted to speak on like intelligent conversations, or I wasn't met by people who had more context. And also the female friends I was making as well, they were just, they were pretty girls. But sometimes the friendships had no context, or sometimes the girls didn't have any context. And I didn't like that as well, because ultimately that saying is true. Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. It is. And I didn't want like my biggest issue in the day to have been about my friend's boyfriend or whatever. Like, oh, no. I want to talk about how AI is disruptive and how it's changing the world, I don't want to talk about, I don't know what weed you're going to get next weekend. Like, I don't care. I want to talk about how, I don't know, your subconscious and that. You know what I mean? So it was also just, it was putting me in circles and places that I genuinely had no interest in being in. So the whole makeup thing is very, very intense, and it was very, very deep with me. And it's something that I'm very, very, I'm cautious about, because like in this generation, a lot of girls are the easiest type of praise to get is praise on how you look, as opposed to any other type of praise, like your accomplishments, your goals, your perseverance, your endurance. You don't get praise for that. But when you're a pretty girl, you get more pictures. People don't praise you for how articulate you are, but you get more likes when you're a pretty girl. So I don't know. This is why I wanted to talk about this. But okay, let's go back and let's talk about what changed. So around 2020, 2019, I had started developing a relationship with God. And I remember in that season, God was really breaking me apart. And he was just really showing me to myself. And I remember one of the things that he pointed out to me was, baby girl, I made you wonderfully and beautifully made. Baby girl, do you not trust me? And I was like, oh my gosh, God, here you come again. And then God began to tell me that, look, to be honest, the way you feel about yourself without makeup is not healthy and it's not good. And Fikayo, you don't need a mask to be able to come out into this world and be your true and authentic self. I made you beautiful. I made you perfect. Trust me in that. And that was hard. That was hard to hear. That was hard to swallow initially, because it threw me into this oh my gosh, I am showing up to the world in a mask, and who am I really? And God walked me through that type of confusion as well. But also God walked me through the after part of that. God walked me through the deliverance, I guess, of the dependence on makeup that I had. So after that, I would stop wearing makeup as much, or I'd put more parameters around it. Oh my goodness. Then, y'all, I would not go to every single class I went to, I had makeup on. If I was going to Walmart, I was wearing makeup. If I was going to even go take out the trash, y'all, I was wearing makeup. I would always have something on. But yeah, so then, God started working on me with it. And let's say I would tell myself, okay, you can only wear makeup at the end of the week, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no makeup, right? And that's what I started doing. And I remember, in the beginning, I would keep my head down. I would wear clothes that would make you not see me. Oh my gosh, I would hide myself. And I remember God being like, baby girl, that is not what I want from you. You need to learn how to be out there in your own skin and be confident. And I was like, okay. So then I would go out without makeup on, and maybe I'd put my head down initially, right? And God would be like, put it up. And I'd be like, huh? He'd be like, yes, put your head up and walk. So then me and God eternally, we would be battling through it. We'd be battling through it. Maybe I'd put my head up for a minute and I'd put my head back down again. And then God would be like, put it up. Okay. And I put my head back up. But by doing that, that really, walking through it with God, that really helped me overcome that makeup dependency. Another thing that also really, really helped was talking to my friend. Her name starts with an H. If you know who you are, you know who you are. But learning certain things, for example, learning how to take care of yourself and learning how to look good without makeup. I didn't know how to do any of those things. I didn't know, maybe if you throw a little Vaseline on your face and a little lip gloss and eyeliner on your face, even though you don't have a whole bunch of makeup on, you still look very, very put together. I didn't know that, because for me it was always the extreme of throwing on a full face, putting on all the lashes, putting on all the lip gloss, everything, throwing on the full works. It was a 10 every single day. So I didn't know how to do a 3. I didn't know how to do a 2. So she taught me, no, baby girl, you can just put on Vaseline and put on some lip gloss and maybe throw some lashes on if you're feeling spicy, and you look very, very good. So I started exploring those type of things. I don't use Vaseline. I use CeraVe now. And I sometimes, if I remember, put on lip gloss. But now, I only usually wear makeup if I'm going out somewhere. For the most part, to work and so on and so forth, I don't wear makeup anymore. It doesn't mean that I'm always confident as well. It's something that I've definitely still been learning and I'm still growing in, because I know I look so much better without makeup. But, or no, I know I look so much better with makeup. So without makeup, I know like you guys are still getting the downgraded version of me, and it makes me so insecure that way. But I really am trying to learn how to embrace my no makeup side and embrace like my natural features. So for all the girls out there who are, I don't know, still a little insecure, and still a little shy, without makeup on or with, I don't know, but just know that you are not alone. Every day that I'm out there and I'm showing the world my vulnerable self, it's hard. It is. It sounds so minimal. It's like, what type of, like, this is what you go through? But yes, that's what I go through. This is my experience of developing, of becoming like a grown woman, of doing better, I guess. And this whole makeup thing was a huge boulder that I had to pass through. But here I am now. Again, I only wear makeup when I'm going somewhere, but to work and things like that, I don't wear makeup. To go to the store, I don't wear makeup, and I'm learning how to hold my head up high. And sometimes I don't do the best job. Sometimes I still try to hide. Sometimes I still don't want people to see me. But it's okay, because again, I was made wonderfully and beautifully made by a God who is bigger and stronger than all of us. And anyway, it doesn't even matter, because my beauty is in my heart. My beauty is in the way I laugh. My beauty is in my personality. I had no say in the way I was made, but the things that I do have a say in, those things I'm gonna make sure that they are beautiful, much more than my outward appearance. And I'm gonna have that like innermost confidence of my personality or my character or my wit and my judgment and my discernment, you know? So, I don't know, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this talk that we had. Let's do our segments really quickly, because I do really enjoy our segments. And then we'll wrap it all up. How about that? All right. So, what have I been praying about? Lately, I've been praying to be a better leader. I don't know why or how, but I heard someone say somewhere that they recommend the book of Daniel for leadership. So I have been reading through the book of Daniel, and it's been pretty good. And I'm trying to just figure out whatever tips and tools I can use for leadership. Oh, you guys, my ankle still hurts, but here we are. What else again? What have I been praying about? Oh no, what am I snacking on? So lately, you guys, this goes back to my ankle, but I am hitting my 100th run. My next run will be my 100th run. So yes, did I tell you guys how I sprained my ankle? Great. No, I didn't. Let me tell you guys. I was running, yeah, and now I'm at a place in running where I'm not watching my feet anymore, or even just I'm not cautious about my steps that I'm taking. I am just moving forward. You feel me? And I'm in my brain, and I'm just in my own world. So I was about to cross the street, so that's when I fell down. I guess I didn't see the sidewalk, and I tripped over the sidewalk, and then I fell. Oh my goodness. I rolled on the floor for a good 15 minutes. A school bus driver saw me rolling, and she was like, "Are you okay, honey?" And I was between crying and screaming and yelling in tears. And I told her my stomach's up. I was like, "Yes, I'm fine." Meanwhile, I was still so far from my house. Guy, I called my friend, and I was like, I fell. And they were helping me like get through the whole thing. But it hurt really, really bad. And then I came home, and my mom laughed at me, and then I laid down on the floor, and one by me woke. If you don't understand Yoruba, I'm sorry, but I don't know the English word for it. But yeah, she massaged it for me. Yeah, I think that's the English word for, I don't know. But yeah, she massaged it for me, I guess, with a boliki. And right now I'm just laying here elevating it because it was starting to swell, and then I'll put a compression on it, and then I'll start going to work. But this was my 99th run. Today was my 99th run. So like, I don't know why it is my 90. I've never fallen before. I've never hurt myself before, but I did today. I don't know. Is it my village people? They don't want me to get to 100. I don't know. But yeah, it hurts, you guys. It hurts. Oh my gosh, I've deviated. So no, I was talking about what I'm snacking on. And okay, so what I've been snacking on is the fact that I've really just been enjoying running, and I'm enjoying what it does for me and to me. And I like how it makes me feel. Not currently, not presently, but aside from, the swollen ankle and stuff, it makes me very, very happy, and I love it so much. Oh my goodness, I wanted to talk about a quote as well. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so there's this quote that I've been thinking about as well. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen it. But let me pull it up on my phone real quick so I can see. Okay, I posted it on my story yesterday, and the quote is, "Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change." And that quote is so beautiful. I remember, right? This was last year. There was a time where I was really, really sad. And I realized that if I stay the same, I'm just going to get sadder. But if I get up and I start doing all the things that I've ever wanted to do, my life will be better and it will be okay. It will be hard, yes, but staying the same is hard. So I really, really resonated with this quote, because last year I had just gotten to a point where I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I cannot continue to subject myself to this kind of life anymore. And I got up and I started doing the small things. I started running. I started journaling. I started going to therapy. I started my podcast. I started just dreaming bigger. And God, if you told me a year ago that I would be right where I am, I would not have believed you. Especially if you told me that I'd be laying here with a swollen ankle. Besides the point though. But if you told me that I'd be right where I am today, I would not have believed you. So that quote is real. That quote is true. That quote is strong. And it's amazing. And I just hope that for everyone who is feeling the pain of today, like, you get up and you do something about it and you change. If today is paining you, change. I'm begging you. Today is the day to start. Today is the day to start. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. So if you do want to do something, if you have something in your heart, if you want to push somewhere, I put out a podcast episode earlier. Jennifer said, if you don't feel like you're at any table, make your own table. Please make your own dang on table and put whatever you want on it. Promise me you will. I'm putting my pinky out. All right. All right, honey. It is time to clear off the table and wash the dishes. I love you so, so much. I hope you liked my little story time. Thank you for sitting here with me while I'm in pain. You have no idea how much you mean to me. Please pray for my ankle. By the time you hear this, though, it'll probably be next week. So, I don't know. But, yeah, my little ankle winkle, it hurts. But yeah, pray for my ankle. We're gonna be all right. I hope I can start running again on Monday, and then Monday will be my 100th run. But yeah, if you want to see the face behind the voice, please follow me at FIIKAYO. I will make a Instagram for this podcast eventually, but it's a lot of work to run a podcast. I mean, an Instagram. So we'll see when that happens. What else? Nothing else. I have absolutely nothing else. All right, my loves. Please, please, please laugh really loud and pray all the time. Bye, honey.